Hi Audrey, it's Kayla. Of course, you know that. It's nice to see you on video. I can't really see you. Maybe sometime I will on Zoom or, gosh, my business is based in Houston. I grew up there and I lived in Dallas for 10 years, so I'm back in Texas quite a bit. So maybe we'll see each other sometime. You never know. For today, I want to go over some lighting tips with you because that's what you asked me about. And the main thing is we keep it simple. Okay, I suggest two sources of light because that second source is going to give you the extra professional polish that you're looking for your intros to your course creation videos. The other great thing about that is you can batch those videos because they are the kind of content that people, would expect to see you kind of in the same place all the time. Anyway, you want to create that atmosphere within the course, like that. A world within a world. and part of that is your intro video, which is very smart to be doing those in person on video because then you're cementing your connection with that content as a trusted expert. So good for you. Awesome. I'm actually moving in a month or so, but this is an example of just taking a small space, a corner of a room, which is most of my clients don't start out with having a whole room they can turn into a studio. So I always start out where I feel like you guys are at least starting out. And then we can always get fancier later. That's never a problem. But sometimes the problem is figuring out where to start. So that's what I teach you guys. So start simple. This is a little messy. Sorry. Obviously, I would clean this up if I was doing a batch of videos. Although I just did a video where I pointed out that I was working on urgent versus important, and the video was more important than the messy urgent desk. So that kind of wove that into the story. But in this case, obviously I would clean that up. And so I have a source of light in front of me, right? And let me show you that. This is a window. This is natural light, obviously. There is actually, you can't see it because you're being blowed out. Sorry about that. But there's a wall on the other side. The building on the other side actually reflects light back into this room, which is one thing I look for often. So, and also obviously it has curtains, so I can adjust the light. But I would never shoot like this, right? Never, never, never. You don't ever want super bright light behind you unless you have the capacity to have some really bright light in front of you, okay? So that's something to remember. And then the other thing that I recommend to start out with is the box light. This is a box light, called a box light for obvious reasons. I need to remember to look at you. And what I like about the box light, so you'll also see information out there about what's called a ring light. The Diva ring is the popular brand. And those are great. The only problem with the Diva ring is you can't move it around. It's not very versatile. It has to stay in front of your face. And if you move it off to the side, it gives you pretty sharp shadows. And because the light is so bright and even. It also, it's not very forgiving. So you have, and that might be okay for the kinds of videos you're talking about starting out with, which is the intro, the course intro, because you'll be, if you're batching those, you'll be getting, your makeup done that same day or doing it yourself. At any rate, you'll be getting your on-camera look together. And so it might be okay to have the Diva ring as long as you're going to be sitting in one place and not moving around. But I think you could start, if you have some natural light, you could start with the natural light and a box light. Now you can either put the natural light in front of you like I'm doing right now, or you could put the box light in front of your face. So let's pretend the box light is over here, okay? So it would be in front of my face, and then the natural light would be off to the side, and then you would see a different. You might want to experiment with that if you're going to be shooting at different times of the day or over a long period of time, because the light outside obviously will change. So the box light won't change. So whichever one you choose to put in front of your face is up to you. But the thing that's nice about having it off to the side is you can adjust it based on what's happening in front of you, okay? So I'm going to turn it on now. So, okay, before and after. Okay, here's my shot before. Not horrible. I mean, it's better than a lot that I see out there, and that's what I always tell you guys. If you're doing your own videos to start with, it's going to be better than 90% of what's out there if you're just paying a little bit of attention. So I got you on a selfie stick. So that's not a terrible shot, okay? I'm not talking about composition. The composition is not great, but I'm talking about lighting because that's kind of what you asked me about. So you can see the white in my eyes, not the white part, but the glint, the white light in my eyes is what you want to get when you're doing your videos. Also, there's not, tons of bad shadows on my face here but it doesn't, I mean, it looks like pretty well done selfie shot, right? So, but when we turn on some light, this particular light has 3 settings. The one that I recommend just has, I think, 1 or 2. So that actually is too bright on this side now, right? So we do want to add some more light, but we don't want to add more contrast. So here we go. This is what I love about the box light. It's just super adjustable. You can just move it, okay? So you just move it a little bit. There. That's the shot, okay? That gave me more light on this side, but not too much. It's like makeup. It's like I just blended it all in now, okay? So this is before with no box light. This is with the box light right to the side and, you know, fairly close. And then you just want to adjust it. See? And then also you can, isn't this fun? And then you can also play with the curtains in front of you, you know, if you're using natural light as well. Okay, so I hope that gives you some tips to start with, but mostly you want 2 sources of light, and one is going to be directly in front of you, and then the other one you're going to be able to move it around to add this fill. All right, and that's the basic light setup. There is an option for a third, almost like a spotlight that you can kind of put behind you to give you what's called a rim light here, but again, that's getting fancier. And the idea is that you get your home or office video mini studio set up where you can leave it up perhaps, or if you can't leave it up, you can at least put tape on the floor and mark your tripod or whatever you're using, you know, to hold your phone with tape so that you can get yourself set up within 5 minutes or less. Because what I have found is if women feel like they have to set up, you know, every time they're about to do a video, it's like an hour or 2 hours to set up on top of getting themselves ready. And it just doesn't ever happen because it's not very realistic, really. And you think about anything else you do in your business, and you probably talk to your clients about this actually, you know, anything you do in your business repeatedly, you have to set up a system around it at some point, or it's just not going to be as consistent. It's going to be more expensive, and just more expensive to keep that pipeline full. So my goal is to help you guys fill up a pipeline of videos, but the place we always start is simplifying the home or office video mini studio. Okay, I'm here for you if you have questions. I have 2 options actually to get more personalized help around this. If you are interested in that, we actually do this particular meeting via Zoom, where you are on the other side of the camera, and we're talking about, you know, you're showing me your space with your camera or your laptop, and I help you find out where in your home or office to set up your mini studio, and we talk about maybe special equipment needs that you might need, and you basically get a personalized consult on getting all of this set up. So that's number 1. The second part of that, extension, is a boot camp. That's a 30-day process where we do all that, plus I help you create your first marketing video, or if you've already done some marketing videos, then we might, you know, choose a different one, like a different subject. But I did notice on your website you don't have one yet on your website. Would love to see that, or maybe it's even a promotional video for your new courses coming out. But so those are 2 options that we have, and then beyond that, I have, you know, if you're thinking, well, I don't really see myself in either one of those, obviously I have private coaching openings starting in late September. So we could talk about that as well. But yeah, let's keep in touch. I love what you're doing. I think there's so much potential for you with video, and I love seeing people at this starting place, and then where they end up with later on. Okay, so awesome. Thanks. I'll be in touch. Bye-bye.